A very good morning, dear student. Welcome back in today's science class. So, dear student, please take care about yourself and your family because this corona is spreading very fast. Again, the situation of lockdown maybe so. Please take care about yourself and your family. So now in today's class we are going to discuss about some other important practice of agriculture. So in that we are going to discuss the next that is weeding. Simply weeding means the removal of unwanted plants with grown with crops. It is a process of what? Removal of unwanted plants. Means the plants which grows with our crops which is not necessary for us, not that is not useful for us. So we need to water to remove that plants from water from crops or field. So this process, the way of removing method of removing the unwanted plant which grow with our crops is known as what? This is known as a weeding. Now next, what is the weed? So first we come to know that what is weed. Weeds means what? These are the unwanted plant which grow with our crops. These are the harmful, you can say that the undesirable plants, unwanted plant which grow with our crop is called what? Weeds. So weed means so weeds means what? The unwanted or undesirable, unuseful or harmful plants that grow with our crop is known as what? Weed. And the process of removing of this weed is called what? Weeding. Okay. So now let's us we discuss some important examples of this weeds. Example weeds. These are the mostly this Chenopodiums and Amaranthus. These are what the examples of weeds which grow with our crops. And the question is that why it is necessary to remove these unwanted plants? Because you know that these are the harmful for our crops. In many ways, these have the harmful effects on our main crops or on our crops. That's why it's needed to remove from the field. So the question is that how we can remove it. So there are the two different methods for the water, so removing of or for the weeding. So first one, method of weeding. So these are three different methods: manual methods or mechanical methods of removing weeds. Second is chemical method. Third is a proper rotation. Manual methods or mechanical methods means the methods by which manually means with the help of some tools like you can say that a flat trowel is there. That we can say that kurpi is there. So by which we can remove this unwanted plant from our crop. And by uprooting the with the hands, normally you see that in a field, in a rural areas, the farmer uprooted this unwanted plant with their hands. So by uprooting these unwanted plants or crops, sorry, from with their hands, they can remove these weeds from their field. Second method is that chemical method. Chemical method means some special kinds of chemical is used for water to kill the grow of or to kill the different types of weeds from the field. For example, the chemical like 2,4-D, 2,4-D, butadiene, methanol. These are some chemicals. This 2,4-D, butachlor and metachlor. Cyzia is also is there. So these are some weedicides. Weedicides means the chemical which is used to kill the weeds is called what? Weedicide. So these are the chemicals which is sprayed by the farmer in their field to kill the particular type of water weeds. So simply the chemical is taken by the farmer and mixed with the water and filled in the spray tank, and then spraying can be done by the farmer in the field to stop the growth or to kill this particular type of water weeds. Now these have the specific target. These only all this weedicides have the property to target on a specific water weeds. Means they not harm for the our crops. They particularly target to water weeds. Okay. Now crop rotation. This is also the method by which we can increase the fertility, but at the same time we can also we can also to stop or up to some extent we can avoid or we can stop the growth of this weeds in the field, because particular type of weeds are grown with the particular type of crops. If we change the crop one by one, then what that specific or particular type of weeds can be stopped or cannot grow with the other type of crops. So these are the three different methods by which we can control over the weeds, and we can identify by these methods. Now next the question is that what are the harmful or disadvantages of this weed? So you can see in your textbook page number 14, disadvantage of weeds. The weeds compete with the main crops for the nutrient, water, and means first the harmful effect or disadvantage of these weeds is that weeds means they start to fight or compete with water, our main crops. Means our main crops cannot get the sufficient or enough amount of the sunlight, water, and nutrient and space. So the competition or fighting start between our crops and this weeds. So first this is the harmful or disadvantage of weeds. Second thing, weeds may even the inferior in the harvesting process. Means they are not suitable for the harvesting process. Anyhow, they can create some problems during the harvesting time of our ripen and mature crops. So they also create some problems during the harvesting process. Next one, the weeds sometimes transmit the pests and the pathogens in the plant. Means they are also play a role like water pathogens or like carriers. Means they can provide the suitable condition for the infecting the whole crops, or they can play a helpful role in spreading the many kinds of the pest and pathogens and disease in our crops. So we should we should remove this weeds from our field. Next, some weeds may be the poisonous for the animals and plants. So we need to remove from crops this type of poisonous or toxic plant or weeds from our crops. Now next one, next step is that we are going to discuss about the protection of crops. Protection of crops means how we can protect our crops from the stray animals, from the waste, from the other insect and the birds and rodents like rat and other. So this is the process, the method by which we can protect our crops from the stray animals, from the rodents, from the birds, from the insect and the waste. So for that there are the many methods by which we can protect our crops, because if we are not protecting our crops, then all these things means whatever we are doing here, this all the process become what useless for us. We are not getting any kind of benefit of this agriculture practices. So first our priority is that we should protect our crops from the stray animals, from the birds, from the insect. So there are the many methods, many ways adopted by the farmers to protect their crops. First things, by making the fencing, the wire fencing is there. By making walls around the field is another method. By beating the drums, farmer can beat the drums in the field so they can protect their crops from the birds. Another thing, method is that by putting the scarecrow in the field, means the farmer can be put a scarecrow between the field. So these are the methods by which the farmer can protect their crops. Another way, by using the insecticides, by the pesticides. Insecticides and the pesticides means these are some chemicals which are used to kill the pest and insect particularly. So this type of chemical is known as weedicides and the pesticides. So these are the methods of by the methods by which the farmer can protect their crops from different agents. Now next, by using the more pesticides and these chemicals like insecticides, these are in many ways harmful for us, because we know that these all the chemicals are non-biodegradable substance, means this cannot be decomposed by the microbes. So it creates some environmental pollution and many harmful effect on the animals, plants and the human being. So we should wisely use these insecticides and pesticides, because some part of these pesticides and insecticides mix with the water sources like a river, pond and any other water resource, and by consuming that water by the animals and the plants and the aquatic animals, some traces, some amount of the weedicides and insecticide chemicals enter into their body, and that create the harmful problem, harmful effect on their body, and even that they can die by this pesticides and insecticides. So we should use very wisely. Okay, whenever it is necessary, that time only we use these pesticides and fungicides. Otherwise, we go for the other natural method. Now, you can see that in the page number 15, some harmful effects of pesticides and insecticides and weedicides is given. Pesticides, you can see that example of pesticide DDT, dichloro, diphenyl trichloroethane is examples of one type of pesticides. So now see page number 15, harmful effects of pesticides and weedicides. They often get mixed into the water bodies. When the farmers consumes water from these water bodies, they get diseases. Inhalation of fumes from these chemicals also affect the health of farmer adversely. They stick on the fruits and vegetables, because whenever we use these chemicals, insecticides and fungicides, and we are spraying in our field, so some part of maybe stick on fruits and vegetables, and that vegetables consumed by the human beings. So anyhow, some small traces, some small percentage of these chemicals enter into our body, even after we are using these consumable items after washing. हम उसको वॉश करके धो के बिल्कुल साफ सुथरे खा लेकिन फिर भी सम परसेंटेज, सम अमाउंट, सम ट्रेसेस, स्मॉल अमाउंट ऑफ दिस केमिकल्स मे बी एंटर इन योर बॉडी. सो इन दिस वे दिस आर द हार्मफुल harmful effects of pesticides and weedicides and insecticides in using this agriculture field. Now next we are going to discuss about the process of harvesting. Harvesting. Harvesting means it's a process of or methods of cutting of matures and ripening crops. So harvesting means the process of cutting of mature and ripened crops from the field is called as what? This is called harvesting. And this harvesting can be done by manually by using instruments like sickle. The sickle like this you can see this type of instrument. So this is the instrument which is used by the farmers to cut the ripened or mature crops. This is called a sickle. So this can be done. This harvesting can be done by the manually with the using this tools or implement. Sickle, but in there are the other in modern ways, in today's ways, many other machines is there. So normally farmer can use the harvesting and combiner machines. So combiner is also used, combiner harvester is also used for the what? For a harvesting. And the harvester is also available for the process of harvesting. Combining harvester is also utilized or used by the farmers in today's era or in a modern way for harvesting. Now next we are going to discuss about the threshing. Now, the two different methods or practices that we involve in the agriculture practices, that is a threshing. Threshing means the process of separation of chaff or husk from the grains or the cereal grains is called what? Threshing. So this threshing is normally done by the threshers. Thresher is a machine which is used for what? Threshing. Means the machine which is used to separate the chaff from the grains is called what? This threshing, and a thresher is used for this process. So threshing is the process of So, this threshing, the process of separation of the chaff from the grains is known as what? Threshing. And this threshing can be done by the thresher. This thresher is a machine which is utilized to separate the grains from the chaff, or you can say the husk. Now, next, this is done either by the beating of harvested crops with the help of the animals or by using the machines. In olden times, by the animals or by beating the crops or the cereals with their hands and animals. These methods can be adopted by the people, Asian peoples or Asian farmer in the olden time. But nowadays, peoples or farmers use water thresher for this process of threshing. Now next this is winnowing. Winnowing is another process in which the some remaining part of the chaff will be removed by the water by the airflow, by the air current or the flow of air by blowing air. This method is called water winnowing. Simply, so winnowing, the grains are the further separated from the some remaining. Means after the threshing, maybe there will be some chance there will be some chaff or the husk with the grains. So by the blowing air, we can separate that husk or chaff from grains. This process is called winnowing, because we know that this chaff and husk is lighter in weight than the grains. So grains can be remain at the bottoms, and that chaff or husk may be easily blown by the air, or by the blowing air. So this method is called water winnowing. Because now you can see this winnowing, page number 15 at last. By winnowing, the grains are further separated from the remaining piece of chaff or husk through a winnowers or machines or by hand. In this process, the chaff being lighter is blown away by the wind, and the grains fall straight on the ground due to this gravity or heavier in mass or weight. So winnower separates the grains from the husk. Means this is the methods by which some remaining chaff or husk can be separated by the water with the grains. Now next the process is that storage. Storage means after the threshing or the winnowing, we got water, the cereals or the crops. Okay, means the grains we are getting from our field. So before going to store in a godowns and in granaries or in a silos, cylindrical cover, we adopt some practices. Means we should it allow to in a sun dry, because whatever the moistures contained in that grain, so that will be absorbed by the sunlight. Because if a small content of moistures in crops or in the grains, it may be the reason for water growth of microbes, and then grains should be this you can say that spoiled by the microbes. So the first priority of a farmer is that grains should be allowed to drying by the sun. Okay, by the process sun drying is the process, because whatever the moistures that will be absorbed by the sunlight. Means कुछ भी थोड़ा सा भी नमी रहता है ग्रेन्स में, यदि थोड़ा सा भी पानी या मॉइस्चर्स रहता है तो वो क्या करेगा, उसमें जो है वो अनाज को सड़ा देगा, वो स्पॉइल कर देगा उसको. तो उससे पहले क्या है, धूप में पूरे को सुखाना अच्छी तरह से. वी कैन अलाउ फॉर द 4 or 5 days or week. Then after we store in a granaries or silos. So granaries and silos are what? Silos and granaries. These are the methods of storing this grains on a large scale. We can store these are in a you can say the jute bags, metallic tall cylindrical taller, that is called the granaries and silos. So these are the way by which we can store the grains, and it can be available for the future. Means we can utilize this for in the future, and grains can be available throughout the year. This is the benefit of storage. But the place, the godowns where we store this all the crops, that should be clean, neat and clean, dry, well ventilated, and free from the insect and rods. Otherwise, rodents. Otherwise, what happen? The insects and the rods can be spoil our grains. So that the place should be neat and clean, well ventilated, where light facility is there, means sunlight can be passed. The space is dry. There will be no moisture. Otherwise, what happen? Our crops, these grains will be spoiled by that moistures and insects and rodents. So now this is about water, about all the important agricultural practices. Now next we are going to discuss about another topic. So here we all discuss the main important agricultural practices. Next, in next class we are discuss about the nitrogen cycle, and another small topic but important topic, that is animal husbandry. So that we will discuss later in a coming a class. Okay, thank you, have a nice day, and please take care about yourself and your family. Thank you, have a nice day.